Recent years have witnessed the emergence of a troubling narrative from influential leaders and commentators who claim declining birth rates threaten civilization's very survival. Prominent figures such as Elon Musk have even proclaimed population collapse, a greater existential threat than climate change, influencing public opinion and policy. Yet this rhetoric misrepresents demographic realities, reinforces harmful biases, and dangerously distracts from the urgent environmental crises we truly face. At the heart of this demographic anxiety lie three primary concerns: cultural preservation, economic vitality, and geopolitical strength. Each motivation reveals troubling undercurrents that deserve close scrutiny. Cultural identity and pronatalism. Fears about declining birth rates often mask deeper anxieties regarding cultural and ethnic identity. Politicians such as Hungary's Viktor Orbán explicitly tie population growth to national survival, openly rejecting immigration and encouraging ethnic Hungarians to reproduce through financial incentives and patriotic symbolism. In the United States, President Donald Trump's rhetoric around a baby boom closely intertwines with nationalist ideals, promoting native-born births implicitly linked to European heritage preservation. This aligns disturbingly with the xenophobic Great Replacement conspiracy theory, which exploits ethnic insecurities to foster divisive politics rather than addressing genuine human welfare. Economic anxiety, misguided models, and emerging solutions. Another justification frequently cited for increasing birth rates is the supposed threat of demographic aging to economic stability. Japan's demographic challenges are routinely presented as a cautionary tale, with low fertility and an aging population depicted as precursors to economic stagnation. However, such perspectives rely on outdated economic paradigms. Modern economic prosperity increasingly depends on innovation, automation, and improved productivity, not endless population growth. Countries like Sweden vividly illustrate how stable populations can coincide with vibrant economies through strategic investments in technology, education, and sustainable practices. Indeed, Sweden's modest 27% population growth over the past 50 years accompanied a nearly threefold increase in real economic output, emphasizing quality over quantity. Moreover, transformative technologies promise to mitigate many demographic concerns. Artificial intelligence and robotics are rapidly reshaping the workplace, allowing developed economies to maintain prosperity and productivity despite aging populations. Countries like South Korea and China, leaders in robotics deployment, are already demonstrating how automation can offset workforce declines. AI's potential is expanding rapidly, with predictions from tech leaders that AI-driven automation will soon handle nearly all routine tasks, fundamentally changing the economic calculus of demographic shifts. Geopolitical strength and pronatalist policies. Historically, population size has been tied to national power and military capability. Leaders from China's Xi Jinping to Russia's Vladimir Putin invoke demographic strength as vital to geopolitical influence, instituting pronatalist policies such as financial incentives and patriotic awards for mothers. Yet coercive or morally prescriptive pronatalism has repeatedly proven ineffective. Countries successfully stabilizing fertility rates, like Sweden and France, did so through supportive measures such as subsidized childcare and parental leave, not through nationalist appeals or moral pressure. Ethical considerations and women's rights. Pronatalist policies often carry regressive consequences for women's rights. Financial incentives, propaganda promoting traditional gender roles, and restrictions on reproductive freedoms have emerged globally, from Hungary's National Medal of Motherhood to anti-abortion legislation in Poland and the United States. These policies reduce women's autonomy to mere instruments of nationalist or patriarchal agendas, ignoring structural inequities and societal changes that shape reproductive choices. In countries like Norway, despite extensive parental support systems, fertility rates continue declining. Young people witnessing intensive, emotionally and financially draining parenting styles increasingly question traditional family roles, further challenging pronatalist campaigns. Rethinking demographic sustainability. The global population continues growing, projected to reach 10 billion by 2100. Contrary to alarmist narratives, humanity does not face an imminent population collapse. Instead, we are undergoing regional demographic shifts with significant growth in Africa and South Asia. Alarmists' implicit bias becomes clear. demographic anxieties primarily reflect discomfort with changing global compositions rather than genuine concern over declining numbers. Moreover, current consumption patterns already exceed Earth's regenerative capacity, underscoring the urgency of reorienting our lifestyles towards sustainability. The real crisis is not declining fertility, but excessive ecological footprints, particularly in high-consumption societies. Fewer high-consumption individuals mean fewer emissions and reduced strain on resources, offering potential ecological benefits, overlooked by pronatalist advocates: innovation, longevity, and economic adaptation. Emerging reproductive technologies such as IVF extend fertility options, challenging demographic decline assumptions. Meanwhile, life extension advancements promise healthier, economically active senior populations capable of offsetting workforce shortages. Innovations in longevity will profoundly reshape societies facing aging populations, reducing the urgency of increasing birth rates through coercive measures. Climate consequences of population and consumption trends. Despite widespread governmental declarations committing to achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050, the persistent postponement of meaningful emission reductions, coupled with the continued year-over-year increases in emissions, casts doubt on the feasibility of these ambitious targets. We are on track to continue emitting at current levels for the foreseeable future. At present, approximately 1,000 gigatons of carbon dioxide equivalent remain within the global emissions budget if we are to limit global warming to under 2 degrees Celsius by the year 2100. Yet, given ongoing trends in population growth and rising consumption patterns, we are likely to exhaust this entire carbon budget well before 2050. Such a trajectory would irrevocably place humanity on a perilous course toward a temperature increase of 3 degrees Celsius or more by the century's end. The 3 degrees Celsius increase, well above the Paris Agreement targets, will have profound and far-reaching impacts. Recent research and assessments indicate this level of warming will drastically alter economic systems, natural environments, food and water resources, and geopolitical stability. Conclusion: embracing a sustainable future. Rather than succumbing to unfounded panic over declining populations, we must embrace demographic stability as an opportunity. By investing in innovation, respecting individual autonomy, and prioritizing sustainable consumption, societies can achieve prosperity without perpetual growth. Public policy's ultimate goal is human flourishing, not defined by sheer numbers, but by quality of life, equity, and ecological stewardship. The demographic shifts underway offer a generational opportunity to build resilient, sustainable societies capable of thriving in harmony with our planet's finite resources. The future is not something to fear, it is something to thoughtfully create.